friends, hello and welcome back to Ickety's Dreams Create Above and Beyond. Hello, welcome. How are you all doing? Look at the mess that is behind me. Oh, that's a good unique angle. That's exciting. Alright, okay. Hello. It is Friday. Woo-hoo, Friday. Although it won't be Friday by the time you're actually watching it on YouTube, but it's Friday right now, and that's nice. So, how you all doing? I have a little confession to make. I didn't follow my own rule here about saving some of these ferns, and they might have accidentally got lost. So I had to re-get them. So I had to re-find them because that was that was a stupid move. Which meant yeah, I lost a couple of leaves, but worry not, dear friend, worry not, because we've ended up with far too much of this stuff anyway. far too much, and I also have managed to save things a little bit in that I've now got the required leaves again. So we've got the green, the blue, and the purple. So panic over. Panic over. Not that any of you were panicking. I may have been panicking, but you, sir, were not panicking. I, however, was panicking. Yeah, that was a thing. Right. So yeah, so we've got all of this working quite nicely, and as you can see, the tree farm is being weird, I guess. Being weird. I'm assuming it's not cutting down that tree. If it is a tree. It kind of... I mean, isn't that a funny old looking tree? Whatever. Tree farm is working. It isn't replanting the saplings, and I'm not sure why not. And I'm not sure how to fix it either, so meh. I could potentially add an arm at the back that plants as it goes. But for now, it works. Who cares? And I mean, for a thing that's not working very well, it's getting a lot of stuff. So I'm not gonna whine. The other thing we've been focusing on while I've been not streaming, doing live things, is we've been working on getting some more of these guys down here. So I don't actually have any in my inventory to show you right now. How funny is that? Typical. Hang on, let's make a couple more. So if I one there. Come on, you do the thing. Plop, plop again, and then zip. Or in that case, screwdriver. So I don't know what sound a screwdriver would make. That guy. We've been making a lot of these. Because this is what we've kind of needed for progression. And yeah, we're actually now at the point where we can keep going again. Potentially. Potentially because of this right here. This guy. That beautiful thing. We needed 21 of those to make the crushing wheel. Yaha. And we now have officially 21 of these. So we can officially start making the crushing wheels now. Officially. I don't know if that was enough officially, so I put some more in there just in case. Just in case everybody hadn't had their fill of it. So yeah, I've got 22, which means I've got one spare. But they'll get used in other stuff, so don't worry about that. They'll get used. They do get used. So, we potentially now can set up our first official... I mean, we did sort of use it before here, but this will be the first official proper thing, because if you've counted it right, you can't make this in your inventory or in a crafting table. It has to be in the mechanical crafters because you don't have an inventory or crafting table that will suffice for 21 of these. Yeah, 21. Now, there is one itty bitty, tiny problem. Very small, minuscule in fact, minuscule. Is that we're probably not going to have enough power to move it. But this is going to be a lesson in how to mechanical crafters. So this here is one of your mechanical crafters, okay? This here, and what you'll notice is if you right click, you can enter something into it, like a recipe. Right click, you take it out, okay? If you take your little wrench thingy bib, If you right click on the unit, you'll see the arrow changes directions. This is the order in which things should compute together, okay? So if I'm telling it to go that way, when it starts forming, it will all go that way, okay? So if I quickly get together a 9 by 9 grid, and look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful that is. Right, and then if I go like that, and like that, so what will happen here, right, is the top row will move down to the second row and combine, and that row is then going to move down with all of it to the third row, and then as it comes along this way, following the arrows, it will form in that last box there. And you don't have to have it going down in that way. I could take it go up and that way. It's just up to you and how you build your various machinery. Attach that there. There we go. Lovely. Water. Make it go. Machine go brr. Out. Attach. So these are how you power it. And you can power it from either side, but you can't power it from the front or the back. So you've got to do it from the side. So these huge walls that you're going to be creating and using will only accept power from the side. Okay? That is now powered, technically speaking. But it's not very fast. But this gives you a nice way to see. So I right click to put the gunpowder in. It doesn't have all of the spaces filled, so nothing's happening. The only way you can get it to do something with that is by giving it a shock of redstone, or fill the rest of the holes as though you're making something. And you'll notice now they turned a nice light brown, and as I promised, the top line to the second line, to the third line, and then along. And what will happen is right here, the magic happens. A bit like the sand one behind me, but this one's more exciting. It goes boop, and it's made me a block of gunpowder. We're going to pop them on to, because we need 21, to, this is where we're glad we've got scaffolding. There we go. 3, there we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now, you'll notice after, like, I don't know, 15 of these units, we had the usual overstressed. So this contraption is overstressed, add more sources, or slow things down. I don't want to slow things down. This was already going quite slow. I mean, you saw me make 2 gunpowder blocks. I definitely don't want to do that. That to me sounds like boredom. So we need to find a better thing to power this, because right now, that wheel, I mean, we could add another wheel. It would still give us the overstressed. We could add another wheel. Might then start working, but very slow. Add another wheel, and I mean, you can imagine that we'd have a wheel tank going off into the distance. Don't really want that. We don't really want that. So, how do we solve that problem? Easily. Well, I say easily. Not necessarily easily, but so there is a furnace, another furnace in here. So you know the normal furnace, the blast furnace, the minecart with furnace, the redstone furnace from thermal expansion. I still don't know what that does. Don't question me, I don't know. And the furnace engine. Dun dun dun. So this guy is the create specific one, and I'll do the W. I don't normally do the W. This is what we need to power a mechanical crafting wall that big. So you power it like you would normally with any other furnace. I'll probably use some of the kelp that I'm gathering from my farm, because then I can burn the kelp, turn it into fuel, and then use that as fuel to burn other things. A blast furnace will give you more energy. As you can see, it comes into this thing here as a flywheel, and you use then that as your water wheel. But you're actually burning stuff to make the energy now, because there's several different types of kinetic sources. You've got the hand one. Again, that's the valve, which is kind of a hand one. The water wheel, which we've definitely seen a lot of. I don't know what that one does. Oh, I think you can put that over some heat to use it as a generator. But to be fair, I've never done that one. The windmill bearing, which is powerful but slow. And this here is the furnace engine. Both of those work together to power the larger items such as this glorious, glorious beast. So, I've got a spare brass machine. I'm going to pop it into the stone cutter. By doing so, it opens up all of the things. We've seen this used before, we've seen that one used before. We've seen a lot of this one because I love it. We really haven't used these guys yet, but or this guy, but this one is the one we are focusing on tonight, along with the mechanical crafters, the furnace engine. Now you're probably going to need to make a couple of these at some point, but just don't stress about it yet. And there he is. Nothing else is needed for that one. Well, I say nothing else is needed. You still need a furnace underneath it, so and I'm just going to make a regular furnace. I don't need it to go super duper yet. The time may come where we need it to go super duper. It's just not here yet. Right, gunpowder can go away, get in my box. And we need to make the second part. So we've made the furnace engine. Now we need to make the flywheel. So if we quickly search up the flywheel. Rending gale, fly, push and pull. Oh, that's kind of fun. How do you make that? Oh, I think there's a rarer drops. Charged creeper. Yeah, I'm not doing that. No. No, definitely not. Right. To make the flywheel, you take 9 of these mechanical crafters. So we've already got 9. We've definitely got 9, and that does work with the water wheel that we've got out there at the moment. So that's good. But it needs to go in this pattern. So we have it with the 3x3, but then the middle one needs to go one over and on the side instead to make the flywheel. So we're just going to quickly do that. And we'll hopefully be laughing. So we go back to our 9, except this time we take out the middle one. And we slap it on the side instead. So, boop, there we go. Check that all of the paths are linking up. Now I can tell you this immediately is not going to work. And I can tell you why. Anybody know? Anybody know? You want to take a guess? Nah? Yeah? That one there. That one there is not pointing to another box. It's pointing to the middle, which means that everything else will try and get together, and that one will fail. It'll actually just spit out the item. So take your wrench and right-click it so that it joins the path somewhere. You need to make sure these arrows, little, like, I don't know, leather belt thingies, join up. Okay? Cool. And then, as per the picture, let's see if I can find it. Hang on. Fly. Wheel. There we go. As per the picture, right-click these units into the thing. So we go one of there, and then our brass ingots go all the way round like so. Stand back and watch the fun as it comes together rather beautifully and creates kind of slowly, but I mean you don't need it to go super duper fast. Slurp. Ta-da! Now, if you've done something wrong, or you got the recipe wrong, or you put something in the wrong place or the wrong spot or whatever, if it is wrong, it will try and process it so everything will move like it is doing normally, but then at this point, when it gets to here, if it's wrong, it will just spit everything out. So, you know, no stress if you get it wrong. No stress. It will try and put things together if every single space is filled. If every single space is filled and it's the wrong recipe, it will just spit out the recipe items onto the floor. Or the conveyor belt, or the depot if you've got one next to it. Right? Cool. If you fill in every box, save 1 or 2 or 3, like you've got a recipe that just needs some of them and not all of them, redstone pulse is your friend. Put a button, push the button, the pulse will go in and it'll do the thing because it overrides the need for each box to be filled. Right, it's getting dark, or it is dark. I need to sleep so I can see what I'm doing and so I don't get blown up. There is our glorious, glorious, beautiful, beautiful. Marry me. I love you. I love you. I mean, what? You saw nothing. Right. Fix the paths. Make sure all of the paths are joined in some fashion or another. Make sure that they're all going to do it nicely So what should happen is the top one will come down, the sides will come in, the next bit will go down, the sides will come in, the next bit will go down, and then it'll come out this way. That is a thing of wonder. Right, enough of that. This is where we get the flywheel together. Move the wheel itself there, and then I want you there, and then I want you there. Right. That should work. So if I take some kelp and another bit of wood, you can now see it moving, and there's no I can't work because I'm overstressed. Because this guy, look at that for numbers. So you've seen 512 from the windmill. You've seen the 276 whatevers from the water wheels. That it was creating 16 and a half. 16,384 stress units. Yaha. Not bad, eh? That is primed now and working. Here's our crushing wheel. And we want to lay it out like that. So we're going to grab some of the spare scoria or cobblestone that we've got and some steaks and get going. Because that is why we need a lot of this. So first things first, you want to make one for yourself because it is a recipe item, yes, but you actually want some for your factory first, so you can start generating sand at will. Okay. Cool, that's everything. So let me just refresh you really quick. You have like a little plus in the middle of steaks there, and then you surround the outside around the outside with cobblestone. So we pop some more power into this guy. Not burning many, is he? Maybe we need to make it into planks. Hungry, hungry hippo. And you'll see. Oh, look at that. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Huh? Huh? How beautiful is that? And it'll come together like so. And it'll do the little animation, and it should. Compressing wheel, yes! Cool. And you'll notice it made two. Didn't just make one, made two. So you get two for the price of one. How about that? So I'm going to do the W. I don't always, but we're going to do the W. Right? So, pondification. This is the pair of grinding wheels. This is gorgeous. Right? The rotational input has to make them spin against each other. You'll know if that worked because you'll see the little like bits showing you that it worked. Okay, so like you'll see the little dots happening, and you can feed it via a conveyor belt or a hoot or a chute, or you can throw stuff in there. You can push stuff in there. Perfect, all of it basically. You have to be really careful with this guy. Really careful. These will kill you if you fall on it or in it or do anything. This will kill you. Okay. So this is kind of a, if you're doing a hard mode, approach this with, you know, extreme caution, because the amount of times these have killed me when I've been setting them up, I can't even begin to count on my fingers how many times it's squished me. Alright? Just bear that in mind, okay? Bear that in mind. The crushing wheels will mess you up. Right. Cool. Now that I've got that message over, let's start to build them, shall we? And I'm going to take my beautiful, beautiful grinding wheels. So make the shape of it like a nice T, like you were going to make a wither, but don't, because you don't want everything blown up in your base. And attach wheels. Look at that. Beautiful. Hang on, hang on. Oh, photo op. Look at that. Right. Enough of that. Enough of that. Take down the T. That literally is just there so you can help place them, because they need to be two apart with one in the middle. So you just make a big T and then you can place them correctly. That is placed correctly. Okay. Good. Right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna Probably going to need some more big cogwheels. What did I ever do with the crafting table? What did I do with my crafting table? Found it. Found it. I've actually got a spare one in there as well. Wow. Litterer. Litterer. I am one of those fiends that apparently leaves crafting tables and beds all over the place. Never mind. Right. Never mind. Okay, so I want to have some happy chappy big wheels. Because this is a trick that actually I was shown, and trust me, this is a much easier way of getting it hooked up. This is a beautiful way of doing this because it makes it so much easier. Okay, so you'll put down your two wheels like that. Okay, so you've got them side by side, nice and happy chappies, right? Now, if you recall, the giant wheel can't join up to the giant wheel any other way except for turning the corner. This is another way of turning the corner. Now, it's an expensive way of turning the corner. Like, I'd much rather use the gearbox because it's tighter, it's more clean. But this is one of those ways. And you'll notice now, if I stand just at the right spot, you'll see it makes joining up this a lot easier because you don't then have to like mess about with individual cogs and threes and da-da-das because you can just do that. Hang on. Not there. There. That. Those two are now connected. Yeah. And because it's connected to this middle one, this one will go that way and this one will go that way, which means they're grinding against each other, which is exactly what you need. You don't want them going the other way because the other way means no bueno. Okay. Dip, 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 doo-da, doo-da. That's better. Okay. So, if we come up here again, right, and we take our cobblestone now and chuck it in, you'll hear a little sound, and you'll notice now that that is sunk deeper, and you get the little particles. And underneath there, if you look, it isn't going very fast. I might have to speed this up just a bit. Underneath there, you can see now gravel. And this is why this is kind of going to replace the sand vacuum in the sea. Because if you take the gravel and chuck that in, you'll notice it makes more particles and gets ground even further down when it happens. Should do into sand. So you can even shift to see what's in there right now. What are you grinding? You're grinding the gravel. Fine. Once it's finished, you can chuck a full stack in here as well. Admittedly, at the moment right now, it's not very fast, so it might take a while to get through the stack. As you can see, it's taking a while to get through the gravel. We will speed this up. And I also need to add more water onto it anyway. But it should turn that into sand. Come on, you. Okay, maybe we'll go grab some water quick while it's doing that. It'll drop out the bottom and turn into sand. Ba, 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 ba. There you go. Bit like when you watch a pot or a kettle trying to boil and it won't while you're there. And then it jumps and gets not into the drill. Nice. Do I shorten it and see if it does? Let's have a look. It does. If I shorten it, it does. They catch it. They just about get in. If we remove that cobble there, they just about get in, don't they? 7 cobblestone. 7 cobblestone. Let's pick up all of that down there and see what's yeah, that works. Beautiful. So it then just boing into the drill, into the little bit here. And then all we need, really, technically speaking, is a way to collect that. So, for now, because we're getting towards the end of the episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a barrel down here, because what we'll do is on the next episode we'll take it further on the line, but for now we'll take a barrel and a chute, like so. And then when anything gets ground, I think ground, it'll fall through that and end up in here. I'll just wait to make sure it does. And this is going to make life that much simpler, because we can then take this off somewhere else and turn it into sand. Hopefully. Yeah, there you go, 12 gravel. Ta-da! Ta-da! And then we can take that gravel off somewhere else and wash it, or we can take the gravel off and then turn it around and put it back in there and turn it into sand. Beautiful. So, you've seen it in action. This is all the things it can do though. So if we do use over here, right? This is everything that you can use, everything that you can grind down in this crushing wheel. And it's worth having a look at these every now and then to see, is there something that you're doing currently that you could actually be doing that little bit better? Yeah, slightly useful. So this is what we're going to be making at some point, very, very soon, because we'll automate the crushing wheel and then we'll crush the crushing wheel to make the singularity. Singularity is one of the items we need to make to continue in the chapter. But like I say, it's very worth coming in here and having a look to see what else you can do. So if you've got Silk Touch and you find limestone gold ore, bring it up here and you can make crushed gold ore here, and you sometimes will also get limestone back. So it's worth having a look. Like here, if you mine up this, you can get 2, and maybe some dust, and maybe some cobblestone. So it's kind of worth it. It's kind of worth it if you're trying to find ways to make your money, your items go that little bit further. This is how to do it. Yeah. This is also one of the steps. This is after the singularity and the dyeing. This is another one of the steps to make the paintballs, which is this one is the one you want. But I'll take you through that. Don't worry about that. A way of doubling up your ores, or almost tripling, quadruplating your ores. So whenever you make anything new like this, stop a second and go, what else can this do? Because sometimes I can use it to do other things, or recycle things that I've already got. So what else can this do? Like the luminescent luminy crystals, which so far we've not done anything with, can be turned into glowstone dust. So yeah, it's worth having a look. That's how you make the cinder flour for the blaze cakes. So yeah, it's worth having a stop and going, oh, I wonder what it can do, because this one genuinely, for me, opened up a lot of things. Like you can chuck wool in here and you'll get more string. It just the possibilities are endless, and honestly, you'll use this quite a bit. When you realise how handy it is, you will use it quite a bit, because I did. So yeah, worth having a look. I won't scroll through the whole 148 pages, but I think that definitely have a look at it. So yeah, we have today despaired at our awful tree farm over there, put together our first 21 mechanical crafter and the flywheel so that we can actually power it. And we've started improving some of our existing lines already by adding some more drills to our cobblestone generator, which go into our lovely crushing wheels over there, which are working away beautifully. I think that is possibly one of the most productive episodes we've ever done. So yeah, brilliant. Well done. Give yourselves a pat on the back and a star and an A+ and all of the rest of it. So yeah, right. I will edit Wednesday's video and get that up on the YouTubes for tomorrow. So maybe when you're having lunch tomorrow, you can watch that. And I'll get this one edited and probably posted up by Monday. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely weekend, and I will catch you on the other side.